Now at 5, a nearly 2-hour standoff ends peacefully on the southeast side of Fort Wayne. Tonight, who police were looking for and what charges they're facing. Plus, we continue to ask questions about a Fort Wayne police detective accused of drunk driving, but still has not been charged more than a week later. What the prosecutor's office and his attorney are telling us tonight.
And rain is returning to the area in your live Doppler 15 Fury forecast. I'll have the hour-by-hour details. First at 5 starts now.
You're watching coverage you can count on. This is News Channel 15's First at 5.
Good evening, I'm Alyssa Ivanson. Heather and Brett are off tonight. Still no charges and no arrest made. It's been more than a week since a Fort Wayne police detective was accused of driving drunk and crashing his SUV. We first broke this story last week. Today, News Channel 15's Angelica Robinson has been working to find out where the case stands. She joins us live tonight in the newsroom with what she discovered today. Angelica?
We were News Channel 15.
A grand jury indicted a man for killing 2 people in Paulding County. In the indictment, the grand jury says Bradley Gillespie killed 21-year-old Hannah Fisher and 47-year-old Frank Tracy Jr. last month. According to court documents, Gillespie shot Fisher in her head and beat Tracy to death. He later dumped Tracy's body in the river. Fisher was found inside an apartment. One of Fisher's family members tells us that Gillespie was a close friend of Tracy. He's currently locked up at the Correction Center of Northwest Ohio on unrelated charges out of Defiance County. A man who Fort Wayne police say broke into a home, stabbed 2 people, and started a fire inside is now facing several charges. Justin Pease is charged with burglary, 4 counts of arson, and battery and criminal recklessness. Those are all felonies. Police say Saturday morning, Pease went to a home at the corner of St. Mary's and Margaret Avenue. Once inside the home, he threatened to kill his ex-girlfriend. While inside, he stabbed 2 other people. Eventually, Pease locked himself in an upstairs bedroom and lit a fire. Pease told officers he had a hostage with him. 3 officers then ran inside, taking Pease into custody, and actually there was no hostage. One of the officers, Boyce Bollinger, is still in a medically induced coma, suffering from smoke inhalation. A Fort Wayne teen is in police custody tonight following a 2-hour standoff this afternoon just south of downtown. News Channel 15's Gina Galeros witnessed part of it, and you are here now with some of those details.
Yeah, that's right, Alyssa. It all started at 11 there.
Okay, thank you very much, Gina. Fort Wayne police need your help identifying a couple of men accused of stealing stuff from 2 different Fort Wayne Walmarts. Take a good look. Here they are. Police say they took more than $2,600 worth of computer equipment from the Maysville Road and Lima Road stores. If you recognize either of these guys, call Crime Stoppers. That number is 436-STOP. Noble County authorities are still looking for a missing 29-year-old. Today, the Sheriff's Department there told us a former co-worker talked to Rex Rossman last Thursday at the Speedway concrete plant in Fort Wayne. Rossman's family has not seen or heard from him for about 2 weeks. If you've seen him or know where he is, call the Noble County Sheriff's Department. Switching to weather, you would not know it is April by looking at some of the cars in grass this morning. Nicholas, we're still well below our average temps for this time of year, aren't we?
Oh, you got it. And we fast forward into the afternoon and things changed again. The sun came on out and it looks quite spring-like. Not feeling.
Thank you, Nicholas. Today is the first day people are allowed to vote in May's primary. Early voting kicked off this morning. For now, you can only vote early at the Rousseau Center in downtown Fort Wayne. Election officials told us this afternoon there are already 100 people who have voted. Later this month, there will be 4 satellite locations opening at 4 different libraries across the city. If you'd like a complete list of times and locations, just head over to wayne.com. Well, voters in Wisconsin hold some power in today's primary. If Donald Trump doesn't win, it's unlikely he'll get enough delegates to secure the nomination before the Republican convention in July. CBS's Craig Boswell shows us what Trump is doing to seal the deal. For updated results of today's primary, stay with us here at News Channel 15. Between 9 and 11, CBS's Scott Pelley will update you on what's going on with the race, and then join us here for Nightcast at 11 for a complete wrap-up. A hero received recognition today for her sacrifice on the battlefield, getting the highest military honor for valor in the UK. This is Luca, a 12-year-old German Shepherd. She was trained to sniff out enemy weapons and explosives. Luca served 400 missions with Marines from the U.S. and Britain. During that time, not a single Allied soldier died. In 2012, she lost her leg because of a bomb. Luca already sniffed out 30 pounds of explosives and was looking for more when the bomb went off.
We treat these dogs just like a fellow Marine, and so it really is a team effort when you're out there.
Gunnery Sergeant Chris Willingham went on to say because of Luca's bravery, he was able to make it back safely to his family. Well, thank you for her service, too. Well, the cold is playing tricks on a crop crucial to some. What a Purdue official is saying about Indiana's grape crop that could hurt growers. Plus, it's not just the grapes suffering. The trees and plants around your house could also be impacted by this cold snap. When First at 5 returns, meteorologist Hannah Strong will let you know how to protect them.
News. This is News Channel 15's First at 5.
A Purdue University horticulturist says Indiana's grape crop could be damaged because of the sub-freezing temperatures. The grape crop was damaged in 2007 and 2012 when a colder April followed a warm March. The official says that same type of damage could happen again this year. Back in 2012, some grape growers lost more than 60% of their crop. Well, this cooler weather might be affecting trees and plants around your house, too. Meteorologist Hannah Strong talked with local experts today about how to protect those plants. She joins us now with some tips from the experts.
Well, that's right, Alyssa. And
yeah, the sunshine today was a little deceiving.
It did not come along with warmth.
No, it didn't.
A little warm up coming tomorrow, but on Sunday.
Yeah, with all the rain, it's a good day to stay inside. Just turn the ringer off, put your phone on vibrate or silent, read a book, take a nap.
And pull up the blankets.
I love it. Sounds good. Thank you, Nicholas. Well, here's what's coming up in about a half an hour at 6 o'clock.
And evening tomorrow.
We'll keep the umbrellas handy. Thank you, Nicholas. And thanks for watching. See you back here at 6. Now at 6, police standoff. Officers surround a Fort Wayne house when a teenager refuses to come out. We have the dramatic pictures tonight. A Fort Wayne detective accused of drunk driving, but still no formal charges. What's taking so long with the investigation? 15 finds out.
Rain's on the way with only a brief warm-up in sight. I'll bring you up to speed from the live Doppler 15 Fury Weather Center. News Channel 15 at 6 starts right now.
You're watching coverage you can count on. This is News Channel 15's News at 6.
Good evening to you. I'm Alyssa Ivanson. Heather and Brett are off tonight. A man barricaded inside a house caused quite a commotion on Fort Wayne's south side today. The police standoff happened in the 3400 block of Holton. 18-year-old Emmanuel Freeman was wanted for auto theft and a parole violation, but things quickly became tense. The standoff lasted about 2 hours and did end peacefully with the wanted man in police custody. News Channel 15's Gina Glaros was there during part of the standoff. She joins us live tonight in our newsroom with the details. A Fort Wayne man now facing 7 felony charges, all stemming from a domestic disturbance over the weekend. 31-year-old Justin Pease is charged with arson and criminal recklessness committed with a deadly weapon. Pease had his initial hearing in court this morning. Police say he broke into a home Saturday and stabbed 2 people, then locked himself in an upstairs bedroom and started a fire. One of the officers who pulled people out of the burning house is still in a medically induced coma tonight. Now onto a developing story. Still no charges and no arrest made. It's been more than a week since a Fort Wayne police detective was accused of driving drunk and crashing his SUV. We first broke this story last week, and today, News Channel 15's Angelica Robinson has been working to find out where the case stands. She joins us with this 15 Finds Out investigation. Angelica? A grand jury indicted the man police believe killed 2 people in Paulding County. 42-year-old Bradley Gillespie is facing 2 murder charges in the shooting deaths of 21-year-old Hannah Fisher and 47-year-old Frank Tracy Jr. According to court documents, Gillespie shot Fisher in her head and beat Tracy to death. He later dumped Tracy's body in a river. Fisher was found inside an apartment. Right now, Gillespie is being held at the Correction Center of Northwest Ohio. Fort Wayne police asking for the public's help tracking down a pair of shoplifters. Take a good look at this surveillance video. Detectives say these guys stole more than $2,600 worth of computer equipment from 2 different Walmart stores in Fort Wayne. If you know these guys, call Crime Stoppers. The number is there on your screen, 436-STOP. Well, our cold spell continues. Is there any warmer weather on the way? Chief Meteorologist Nicholas Frary has the details.
Yes, but it's only going to affect us for about the next 24 hours.
Okay.
Then we're back to cold. And
Thank you, Nicholas. Police are asking for your help tonight, finding a Noble County man missing for about 2 weeks. According to the Sheriff's Department, a former co-worker had contact with Rex Rossman last Thursday at the Speedway concrete plant in Fort Wayne. The 29-year-old was first reported missing by his family on Friday. If you know where Rossman is, call the Noble County Sheriff's Department. Homes in Fort Wayne are gaining value. That's according to a study just released today. Home prices in the Summit City rose by more than 5% in February. That's compared with the same time last year. Nationally, home prices increased by nearly 7%. Early voting now underway for Indiana's May primary. Right now, you can only cast your ballot at the Rousseau Center in downtown Fort Wayne. So far, more than 100 people have done that. More locations will be opening soon. For a complete list, just head to our website, wayne.com. Well, it's been a cold start to spring, and some say that could be bad news for Indiana's grape business. We'll explain next. Plus,
If the mild winter
This is News Channel 15's News at 6.
the cold weather we've been experiencing could damage Indiana's grape crop. A Purdue University horticulturist says recent sub-freezing temperatures may have damaged grapevines that budded early because of the warm weather in March. He says grape growers can't avoid some crop losses by not pruning grape canes until after the last probable spring freeze is passed. That leaves secondary shoots as a backup if the primary shoots are damaged. Well, after a pretty mild winter this year, spring is off to a cold start, and that mild winter might have tricked some of you into planting your gardens early. Meteorologist Hannah Strong talked with some experts today about how to protect your new plants through this cold weather.
News Channel 15.
And at least Mother Nature will do some watering tomorrow.
That's right. A rain coming our way and a good soaking tomorrow afternoon and evening. We'll there.
Just try to keep baseball dry at least.
That is the one request that I have from a lot of people
Yeah.
watching that game. They'll bundle up, no problem.
Right. Just stay dry.
Still looking dry.
Okay, thank you, Nicholas. New at 6, the Shindigs National Soccer Festival is coming back to Fort Wayne this year. The Spring Classic between Indiana and Notre Dame will be played this Saturday at Bishop Darcy Stadium. Organizers say there's new turf on the field this year, and this is one event the players really look forward to.
The game.
Both Indiana and Notre Dame have won national championships over the past 4 years. Coming up, play ball. We're hitting the field for our team of the week. And this group got off to an amazing start. Glenn Marini has your sports report when News Channel 15 at 6 returns.
Today at Van Wert's Ruler Foods.
All right, good information to have. Thank you, Nicholas. We'll see you at 11. Now on Nightcast, preparing for a problem. Last month, a local pain doctor was shut down, accused of overprescribing meds. Now a local hospital is stepping up to try and help some of his patients. Hear what they are doing. Historic house. Fort Wayne City Council looks to change a historical designation for a one-of-a-kind home. Hear why the homeowner wants it done. And presidential politics. The primary parade continues tonight with voters in Wisconsin casting their ballots. Nightcast starts now.
You're watching coverage you can count on. This is News Channel 15's Nightcast.
Good evening. Coping with a crisis. Parkview Behavioral Health Hospital has a new plan in place to help treat hundreds of patients after a local pain doctor's practice was just shut down. News Channel 15's Holly Campbell joins us now with how the hospital is handling a spike in patients.
Well,
Frank Lloyd Wright is one of America's most well-known architects. Tonight, one of the homes he designed in Fort Wayne was the topic of discussion at City Council. This evening, Council passed a measure out of committee which would drop the historical designation of the home. The ordinance will now be voted on next week in the Council's regular session. City Council President Russ Yale says the vote on the issue was a bit odd because despite passing it out of committee, Council did not issue a recommendation.
In this case, I don't tweak.
The current owner of the home wants the designation dropped, saying he is having trouble selling it. Council did discuss a second property during its committee session tonight. It passed an ordinance which would designate the Dunn House on Dunwood Drive as a historic preservation district. That home, which was built in 1914, overlooks the St. Joe River off of Spira and Extended. A full council vote is expected on that ordinance next week as well. The man accused of killing 2 people in Paulding County will face murder charges. A grand jury has indicted 42-year-old Bradley Gillespie on 2 murder charges in the deaths of 21-year-old Hannah Fisher and 47-year-old Frank Tracy Jr. According to court documents, Gillespie shot Fisher in her head and beat Tracy to death. He later dumped Tracy's body in a river. Fisher was found inside an apartment. Right now, Gillespie is being held at the Corrections Center of Northwest Ohio. A Fort Wayne police detective was accused of driving drunk and crashing his SUV more than a week ago. Still, no charges have been filed and no arrests have been made. The police crash report says Detective Brent Roddy was driving when his vehicle went off the road early Easter morning on a curve on Rothman Road. The SUV hit a sign, utility pole, and a phone junction box before stopping in a yard. Authorities found Roddy about a mile away from the crash with a blood alcohol content nearly 3 times the legal limit. A spokesperson for the police department says their investigation is complete. Now it's up to the Allen County Prosecutor's Office to file any charges. Today, that office gave us this statement, quote, "As this matter involved an accident, not only was there a scene to process, but a car and test to run. The matter remains under investigation." Now, Detective Roddy is still on paid administrative leave. A standoff at a home just south of downtown Fort Wayne ended with a man in police custody this afternoon. Around 1 o'clock, 18-year-old Emmanuel Freeman walked out of the home at 3415 Holton Avenue with his hands up. 2 hours earlier, around 11 o'clock, police went there to serve him arrest warrants for a parole violation and auto theft. Several other people were in the house at the time. They all left, but Freeman would not come out. After several attempts to get him out and him still refusing, officers brought in their special response teams. 2 hours later, Freeman finally gave up. Officer Michael Joyner says because of this incident, Freeman will likely face more charges, including resisting law enforcement. A Fort Wayne man now facing 7 felony charges, all stemming from a domestic disturbance over the weekend. 31-year-old Justin Pease is charged with arson and criminal recklessness committed with a deadly weapon. Pease had his initial hearing in court this morning. Police say he broke into a home Saturday morning and stabbed 2 people, then locked himself in an upstairs bedroom and started a fire. One of the officers who pulled people out of that burning house is still in a medically induced coma tonight. Fort Wayne police are asking for your help in tracking down a pair of shoplifters. Investigators say these guys stole more than $2,600 worth of computer equipment from 2 different Walmart stores. Take a good look at their photo. If you know who they are, call Crime Stoppers. Well, it seems like a lot of us in Fort Wayne are around town for spring break, but get ready for some rain.
You got it. Tomorrow is going to be our most spring-like day of the week. Temperature-wise, we're going to surge back to average, but it's going to be joined by all that rain, and that rain starts.
Thank you, Nicholas. The legal battle to shield Indiana lawmakers from having to release email correspondence with certain lobby groups has not been cheap. In fact, the Associated Press now says the whole ordeal has cost at least $160,000. The Indiana Supreme Court is currently considering the case, which was filed by a group called Citizens Action Coalition. The group is seeking emails between Republican Representative Eric Koch of Bedford and utility companies about his unsuccessful push to cut payments for excess electricity generated by home solar power systems. Indiana's primary election is about a month away, but if you already know who you're going to vote for, why not get it out of the way? Today, early voting started at the Rousseau Center in downtown Fort Wayne. So far, more than 100 people have voted. 4 other satellite voting locations are set to open in the coming days. For a complete list of times and locations, just head over to wayne.com. Still ahead, she had to go to the restroom, but when she came out, she discovered librarians like to leave on time. We have more on one woman's weekend among the books. Plus, presidential candidates are watching Wisconsin, where voters got a chance to cast their primary ballot. So far, it looks like the front runners are having a difficult night. Those stories and much more coming up new for you after the break.
Is News Channel 15's Nightcast.
The polls are now closed in Wisconsin, and CBS News projects Republican Ted Cruz won the primary. CBS's Weijia Jiang has more from the White House. Well, while Donald Trump tries to win over voters, it's clear that at least part of the population really doesn't like him. Trump's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame has become the target of practically daily vandalism. Dog feces, a swastika, a mute symbol, and wads of fake money are just a few of the things left there over the last week. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce is looking into getting more security in the area to stop the attacks. Trump received his star back in 2007 for his work on the reality show The Apprentice. Well, it looks like an ordinary smartphone, and that has some people downright worried. A new type of gun could soon be on the market. It looks like a cell phone in a case, but after a few pulls, it turns into a double-barreled handgun. Police are concerned the weapon is too concealable and could be taken into places where firearms are not allowed. The company that produces the gun says it plans to begin nationwide production in October. When it comes to doing business, one tech company doesn't want to relocate to a state that's worried about which bathroom you do your business in. PayPal announced today it will not build its new global operations center in North Carolina. The company is upset with the state over its new transgender law. That law bans individuals from using public bathrooms that do not correspond with their biological sex. PayPal says the law goes against its core values. The facility would have created about 400 new jobs. A United Airlines flight attendant is in a bit of trouble. She intentionally deployed a plane's emergency slide to make her exit. Neither United nor investigators have revealed what led the flight attendant's quick exit, but she does not appear to be too ruffled in the video. You can see it there. After sliding down the chute, the woman lands, takes a few steps, gathers herself, and then grabs a bag she threw down first and walks away. The stunt not only caused the flight to be canceled, but it also cost the airline a lot of money. It will cost several $1,000s to repack the chute inside the plane. Not a good time to take a joyride.
She just wanted to ride that slide. Listen.
Well, it's her last day now, so you might.
Right.
She got it in, I guess.
Listen, none of us want to have to do that in the case of an emergency. Right. I mean, obviously it would save us, but I just like to go down one of those slides. It just looks so fun in those colored diagrams they provide. She tried it out. Tomorrow it's going to be and Tuesday.
Okay, thank you, Nicholas. Check this out. Star Wars fans with new baby fans are turning to the Force for some inspiration. Since Star Wars The Force Awakens hit theaters last December, the popularity of Star Wars baby names is taking off at light speed. Take the name Leia, for example. It's now the 212th most popular baby name in the world. Even the bad guy names are popular. Kylo, as in Kylo Ren, went from being under the 4,000th most popular name to just over 1,100. Rey, which is the heroine in the new Star Wars movie, saw the biggest jump. It went from virtually unused into the top 3,000 names. No word, though, on where Darth Vader or Chewbacca fall in the list. I'll forget the biggest ball of twine and skip the Kool-Aid Man Museum. The next time you plan a cross-country vacation, you'll want to visit this, the world's largest Bowie knife. Now that's a knife. The 200-foot-long knife was recently installed just outside of Bowie, Texas. City leaders hope the knife will draw in hundreds of tourists every year. That's impressive. Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Just make sure it is not close to closing time. Last Friday, a woman in Waco, Texas, was in the library when she went to the restroom and somehow got trapped in the stall. By the time she finally escaped, she discovered everyone had left and the building was locked up for the weekend. She didn't have a cell phone and ended up spending the entire weekend inside the library. Come Monday morning, she was finally rescued.
On a positive note, she has 0 late fees, so there you go. I can't say the same for myself, although I gotta think there's a telephone that works inside.
That's what we were saying in the newsroom.
If you're
dial
smart,
9 something to get out.
If you're smart enough to read, and I'm assuming that you are if you're at the library, you'd be smart enough to use a telephone, but that's just me. What an NCAA tournament title game last night. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say probably not her last.
All right, that's pretty impressive. Thank you, Glenn. And Nicholas has one more check of your forecast up next.
Of the next 7, 38 only for the high. Will be warmer on Sunday. Rain will become possible then.
That's always the tricky part. It's warm, but then it rains. It's sunny and it's cold.
You got it.
Have a good night.